Okay, so it's Thursday, July 7th. It's 5:50 a.m. in the morning. This is a little bit earlier than what I normally come out, but I wanted to hit high tide. I'm kind of motivated to catch. I haven't fished in about a week and a half. So conditions are, swell energy is about 160 today. High tide is in about 40 minutes at 6:30. And I want to say it's like a 4.5 foot high tide. In terms of catching conditions, it actually looks okay. We're just south of the creek, so I'm here with Nick Armstrong. He's a fellow member. This is probably like the 4th or 5th time I fished with Nick. He's a sand shrimp user and he catches pretty often when I'm with him. We're just starting south of the creek and we're going to work our way down to the left. But catching conditions, like I say, look okay here. I'm just waiting out to the sandbar. Okay, first cast coming up. Let's see how it goes. Oh man, first cast, nice bite. I like it as soon as it hit the water. And I don't think I got it, but man, that was a nice bite. So first cast, oh, got another one. Did you see my rod? So this is still the first cast. So I'm hoping this is a good sign, but this is the reason why I came back at this time. Yeah, I don't feel anything jerking, but man, those were some nice bites. Cast, got another bite. This one wasn't as sustained as the last one though, because I thought I was going to hook the last one, but just got a couple of jerks just now as the waves came crashing in. Cast 3, no follow-up action on cast 2 after those 2 taps, and Nick just got here, so I waved him over. He's using sand shrimp, so there's fish out there, he's going to get them. They've been here, what, less than about 5 minutes. So 2 bites on 3 casts, and this is cast 3. Okay, so this is cast 3. Just got another series of like 3 taps. Not super aggressive like my first bite though. And there's a drift from right to left now. So that was cast 3. You can see my middle hook is gone. Nothing on cast 4. I don't think Nick has got a bite yet, but I'm not sure. Because he keeps, whoa, man. Because he keeps moving, and generally he doesn't move if he's getting action. So we're just going to keep moving south. We're only like halfway to my first landmark. So where I've done well is where those rocks are on the beach, which is right where that, you know, cleft in the cliff is. So that's kind of where we're heading. All right, this is still cast 4. I've just been walking down south while I've had it in the water. Want to hold on to each other? This was not a good idea. Hang on, here comes another one. You okay? Keep going. Let's go fast. Oh, it's getting better.
Got a double.
Well, actually, I know better too. I'm so glad you were here, man. You're saving my ass today. Where the hell did we come in? I had bites on my first 3 casts.
Really?
I swore I was going to get a fish on my first cast. Because man, it was as soon as I hit the water, super aggressive bite. Okay, I want to see if I can get back up to there. It's like, okay, where did I come in at? I think right here where that bird is. So I'm gonna try here. You can fish, man. You can fish.
I know. Maybe I'll cast one for
I'm gonna take a brief rest. It was an adventure, so Nick and I were on that sandbar, and behind us was the trough. And as we started moving south along the sandbar, we realized we were getting cut off, and we were likely going to go down if we kept going south. So Nick basically held me up almost the entire way as we made our back to a shallow enough area to retreat. So I'm going to take a break for a little bit, and Nick is still fishing. So thanks to Nick, he saved me from going down probably at least 3 times just now. That was really dumb on my part to lead him down there. I know better, know where the south deep holes are, and you know, I second guessed wrong. So thankfully Nick saved my butt. All right, let's just take a short break. So I think I take 5 casts so far and had 3 bites, first 3 casts. Okay, headed out for round 2. Took a 5-minute break, catch my breath from trying to traverse the trough, and I'm going to head to the shallow area. So we quit going south, came back north to get out of the trough, and we're just going to try here for a few minutes or a few casts and probably head north. We'll see now. So, you know, we're just at the creek, and you can see the still water here. So this is a small trough, and then you can see Nick standing on the sandbar. But, you know, these are the kind of structures you got to worry about, because I don't know how deep it is. I don't think it's super deep, but you can see where it's really shallow on the sandbar. So that's why I'm walking around this water after what just happened to us, and I'm walking right to where I can get really shallow water and get closer to the waves. So that's kind of where I'm heading. I'm playing it safe now. So we've been here now 35 minutes. I think I had 15 minutes of non-fishing time, trying to wade back and then taking a 5-minute break. So I think I've got 5 casts and had bites on my first 3. Really aggressive on my first one. So, you know, I thought it was going to be a great day. So see how it goes. Only been here 35. And again, I was down about 15. Got in about 5 casts so far. Okay, so taking 2 casts since I've been back from my break. Just a little bit north of the creek and 0 actions. This will be cast 6 and 7. Now that I got some energy back, I'm thinking about going way south again. So I'm just going to go tell Nick I'm going to go do that and take a couple casts down further past where we were when we got stuck on that sandbar. Okay, so Nick said he's going to stay for a little bit longer. He said he got some really light tap silvers, but other than that, he said he got a small crab, but that's it for him. So I'm going to walk past these rocks. This is where I've had my action before, so see how it goes. So, you know, right, so you can see the trough right here. It's this dark patch of water, and you know, there's a lot of holes that Nick and I were stepping into, but if you can see the white foamy area, that's where we were walking. And as we started to back up into this dark water, it was getting chest high, so it was almost coming into the top of our waders. So just going to walk around this whole trough again and see if I can get out to those waves, but definitely don't want to go into deep water again. I'm just trying to assess how deep it is out here. I'm going to take a few steps in and see what it's like. Okay, so here's my first landmark. You can see there. Now I'm way south of that. You know, so crashing waves within casting distance, fairly deep. Best waves are way out there though, so we'll see how it goes. All right, I'm guessing this is cast about 9, and it's about 5 minutes past high tide now. All right, see how it goes. No action since first 3 casts. All right, so just had my first bite here. Wasn't super big, but at least I got a bite. Again, first cast down, way south of where I just was. Today is the day I would have liked to have my 11-foot Santee on ready to go, because I think I would have got longer casts, which I think I needed today. Unfortunately, I was trying to change the reel handle and wasn't able to get it working well. So still working on getting my 11-foot Santee ready. What I'm waiting for, so it's about a half an hour now, 25 minutes past high tide. But what I'm waiting for is I'm hoping in another half an hour the water keeps going down, and then I can get out to that sandbar, which will then make the deeper water easier to get. So, you know, that's what I'm hoping for. I don't know if I'm going to stick around that long, but a 5-minute break really helped. There's a really strong drift from right to left today, so it's moving my rig pretty quick. Another bite. It's been a long time coming. So this is what, third? So this is like 3 casts after my first bite. And again, there's like 3 tugs. There are decent tugs, but nothing sustained right now. Okay, so this was the cast I just had my bite on. My middle worm is gone. So, and I noticed too in the last 5 minutes, As tide's going down, I'm able to creep a little bit further out, so deeper. So I'm hoping that's the start of things to come. This is next cast, getting another small bite. Again, nothing major yet, but 2 casts in a row, at least I'm getting some action now. So it's been about 5 minutes since my last report, and I would say that the biggest change is that as every minute passes by and the water's, you know, going out because it's outgoing now tide, that I'm creeping out further and further every couple of minutes, like a few steps. So, you know, it's definitely getting me closer to the waves as each minute passes. So I still think it's about another 25 minutes before it's going to get much lower to where I can get out there, but I'm not sure I can stick around. Last cast, you can see my top worm, the tail's bitten off, and my middle worm is like half gone. So I thought I felt a bite, but I wasn't sure. I was kind of spacing off. The other thing is that with the tide going back down, I can see the sandbar that Nick and I were on. I can also see the trough where we got stuck. But again, as tide's receding, I'd like to get back after that sandbar where I had bites on my first 3 casts. All right, so Nick and I just have the same ideas that he's trying to get back to the sandbar the way we got there the first time. So it looks kind of shallow here, but again, this is where you can get fooled. And I don't know if you can see it, but you know, there's a lot of rocks here. Tried to get across, and I decided to give up. So I'm going to keep going down where Nick is, where it's more shallow, because he's pretty far out there right now. So you just got to walk down there and then walk all the way back here. More shallow it is right now. I'm only up to my maybe mid shin, but there's this trough that I was trying to get through. And again, that's the sandbar where Nick is, and man, he's right next to the crashing waves. I mean, it is so much deeper here, and we're so much closer to the crashing waves now that we're back on the sandbar. And you can see how big that trough is behind us. So if you're casting from up there, you're only casting to where I'm standing. So that's why going on the sandbar, I hope it's going to help. First cast here. So I don't know if it'll help, but man, catch conditions here are like 100x better from just where I was. So we'll see how it goes. But I think this is what why the tide going down and pulling the waves out and the water out a little bit, we're able to get back onto the sandbar to get to deeper water. Don't know if it'll turn into action, but let's see. Unfortunately, getting closer to better catch conditions, it didn't result in any action. So I'm gonna bag it in about another 2 casts. Been here 2 hours and about, I want to say 10 minutes, maybe 15. I'm guessing I got in about, I don't know, 15 to 20 casts. I was doing a lot of walking around just trying to find a place to fish. So I would say I had bites in about, I don't know, 6 or 7, maybe 8, but my best bite was the very first bite. I can't believe I didn't get a fish on the first bite. So I thought it was going to be a really good day because I got bites on my first 3 casts, but ever since then it's been pretty quiet with a, you know, occasional tap here and there, but you know, nothing like my first 3 casts. Okay, so now I'm back at the creek. I'm just gonna go say bye to Nick and then call it a day. Have you had any bites up here? Me neither. I haven't had any bites like the last half an hour, 45 minutes. Thanks for saving my ass today, man. Likewise. If it wasn't for you, I would have gone down. I would have gone down if it wasn't for you.
Likewise, I got close up there too. So.
I know, that was a little hairy there for a little bit.
Well, thanks for coming out.
Oh yeah, man,
Thanks
no
for
problem.
risking your life.
Absolutely. We'll have to do it again.
Until next time.
Okay, man. Take care, Nick.
Yeah,
nice seeing you, man. Okay, so Nick's headed to the jetty, but man, he saved me from going down about 3 times today. He was actually holding my hand probably for about 3 or 4 minutes as we were going through that deep water. So I really want to thank him a lot today for saving me from going down. So I still haven't gone down this year yet, so I'm keeping my fingers crossed. But man, today I know I would have went down if it wasn't for Nick. So I just want to thank him again. Okay, this is going to be it. I'm going to take 1 more cast, but I haven't had any action in the last half an hour, 45 minutes. So I'm going to bag it here right now. Okay, I don't usually do this, but I'm gonna take a little walk up to the north and see if I can get in front of the trough. But I'm just gonna try a few casts. But man, I'm kind of tired today, and I should call it quits. But I don't think I'm gonna come out in the next couple of days because it's the weekend. So we'll see how it goes though. But I just want to try a couple of casts up here. Okay, so there's the trees. I'm back on the north side. But I gotta do the same thing as I did on the south, which is, I don't know if you see this patch of dark water here, but I gotta walk all the way around that to get out to that sandbar. And that's in front of the tree, so I'll give it a couple shots up there and see how it goes. This is the sandbar I'm talking about, and you can see that that's the trough, and where it's really dark is how deep it is. So I'm just up to my knees here, but now that I get onto the sandbar, and again, I'm right in front of the trees, but whoa, sorry. But now that I'm up on the sandbar, wave action here looks good. So I'm just gonna try a few casts. I haven't been on the north side, I want to say for like two and a half months, because I kept getting skunked over here. So let me just try a couple casts. It's about an hour and 45 minutes past high tide now, but I'm right next to the crashing waves, and catch conditions here look better than where I just was. So, and it's pretty sandy here. So take a few casts, probably only gonna take 3 or 4 unless I get some action, and then I'm heading out of here. This is probably the longest fishing trip I've had this year. Yeah, this is probably one of the biggest jellyfishes I've ever seen. This thing's about 10, 12 inches across. Anyway, been here almost 3 hours, so 2 hours and 45 minutes. I'm guessing I got in about 25 casts, maybe 30. I don't think 30. I was doing a lot of walking around today, trying to find good access to some good catching conditions. Had bites on my first 3 casts, and by far my best bite was my first one. I can't believe I didn't get the fish on my first bite. And then I got 2 other bites, but they were small on my first 3 casts. And then I was getting periodic bites when Nick and I were down south, but then they were slow and then far and few in between. So I'd probably say I got, besides my first 3 casts, I'm thinking I got about another 5 or 6 bites. So I don't know, 8 or 9 bites in 25 to 30 casts. But the last 45 minutes to an hour were a dud. So ever since we moved away from the south, our action really died off as we started going north. I did about 3 casts on the north side next to the trees, 0 action. So I've yet to get any action on the north in my last 4 or 5 trips, and that's the reason why I quit going north and started going south. So don't know when I'm coming out again. It was a disappointing day. I thought it was going to be an awesome day. Wow. Based on my first 3 casts, but oh well, that's the way it goes.